What's up, sports fans, and welcome to the Sports Opinions Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Alex Cuesta. With me to do our NFL picks against the spread for Week 10, it is Wally, the Lira Man, who is absolutely killing it right now. Wall, what's up, man?
What's going on, Alex?
Nothing much. Find Wally at Lira Man on Twitter, and if you go on Twitter, you will see he is not giving away, he's selling his packages, and he is on a hot streak. Wall, you are going to make a lot of people a lot of money. How you feeling lately?
Feeling good, man. I have a lot of people are reaching out to me. I had a really good weekend this past weekend with college basketball, with college football and NFL. So yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I'm not going to lie. It's a good feeling.
Yes, we're going to jump right into this. We're going to do a little bit of a truncated version. Wally and his family aren't feeling too well. I have a soccer game to get to. I joined the men's soccer league. Don't make fun of me, everybody. And it's running late night, but I'm going to have to eventually get there. So we're going to give you our normal picks.
The grind never stops, dude.
Exactly. The grind does not stop. And I'm trying to stay athletic and not be fat. So that's my goal. So we're going to go over last week where me and Wally have been killing it over the last 2 weeks. We were perfect last week. Perfect 7-0 combined. Last 2 weeks, we are 11-0-1. So if you've been listening, placing bets on just this podcast alone, you've made money. We agreed on 2 games last week, so I'll be able to jumble those in. But we'll go over your picks first. You had the Bears minus 9.5 against the Bills. You were nervous about that game because Khalil Mack was reported to not play. Yeah, you had nothing to be nervous about. Nathan
Yeah,
Peterman,
I know. Once that game took place, I was there was nothing to be nervous about.
Yeah, Bears won handily, 41-9 covered. I saw my buddy, he's a Bills fan. It was really funny. He put on Facebook, please donate to a good cause, and it was Nathan Peterman as the defensive player of the week because he threw 5 interceptions and was absolutely terrible. And so we'll move on. The other game I had, because the next 2 games we had in common, so I'll just go over the one that I had that was different. I picked Kansas City minus 9 at Cleveland. They held serve 37-21, even though Baker fought hard. And Cleveland looked pretty good there.
That was a lot closer than what everybody thought.
Yeah, Cleveland's not a bad team. They're just losing a lot of close games and making some boneheaded mistakes, which they have a rookie quarterback, so he's going to make some mistakes. But their future of that team looks really good right now. I'm still high on that team. I had them going 8-8 this year. Might have been a little premature. I thought Tyrod was going to be a lot better than what he was. But still, I really like the makeup of that team. And we're going to jump into the games that both me and you like. We both went Lions at Vikings. Vikings minus 5. We easily won that 24-9. The Vikings crushed the Lions.
There were so many people that were like, this is it. Lions are going to cover. I know so many people that took the Lions. I thought that was absolutely crazy talk. That game...
It's crazy because the Lions
that game had written Vikings destroying them from the get-go.
Yeah, and the Lions have the potential to be good, but they're not a team you can count on to actually play good all the time. And the Vikings are just a better team in general. They're
a good team. Vikings are a good football team.
They were in the NFC Championship last year. So people like to forget that. And the fact that they upgraded at quarterback with Cousins, I don't know why people doubt the Vikings, but they handily won. And then we both like the Texans +1 against the Broncos. Narrowly, the Texans won 19-17, but don't look now. The Texans are 6-3. And I just let out my jumble of week 1 through 9 predictions plus my power rankings. The predictions I did preseason, I matched them against the results. I'm doing terrible there, but I threw up my power rankings. Pretty sure I have Houston sitting at like 7 because they are rolling. They just picked up Demaryius Thomas. That's a good football team.
Yeah, they are. Really good football team.
And I do my Jets pick every week. I had Miami minus 3 defending home turf against my Jets. They did it narrowly. Neither team wanted to win the game, but someone had to. Miami won 13-6 in a game where the NFL should just give them both a loss because they are both terrible football teams. But overall, we had a good week. You were 3-0. I was 4-0. That pushes your overall record to 17-10-2. I'm crawling back. I'm up to 15-22. So last 2 weeks, again, like I said, we're 11-0-1. We are crushing it, and we are going to continue doing that. Wally, you're going to start us off. Let's we have, what do we have? We have one pick we agree on, so we'll save that one for last. But start off with your first one.
So the first one I have is, I guess we'll start off with the Pats.
Yeah, that's the one we agree on. So let's start off on that. Get it out of the way.
So I have the Patriots at -6.5. They are playing the
Tennessee.
Tennessee
They're
Titans.
traveling to Tennessee. Yep.
I mean, listen, man. The Patriots are going to the Super Bowl, at least to the AFC Championship game. You know that. They're a good football team. They're not going to lose to the Titans. And
No.
if they beat them, they're not going to beat them by 3 points. They're going to beat them by a touchdown. That's just the way it is, man.
They're going to
Tom
handle them.
Brady and the Patriots are playing really good football, and they're going to continue to play really good football until that day where it comes where they're not playing good football. I'm going to bet them every single week.
Without a doubt. And what we saw from the Titans last week was an anomaly against the Cowboys team who's inept at football. And
But the freaking it's the Cowboys, man. Like they're terrible right now. They're just playing terrible football.
they are. And that Titans offense normally can't score. They got 28 against the Cowboys. Don't count on them to break double digits against the Pats. I don't think they are. They're a really bad team in terms of that. The Pats are going to handle them. 6.5 is offensive. It really is.
It's going to be two touchdowns.
At least. And that's if the Patriots call the dogs off. All right, so jump into your next pick. We both agree on that one. What's your next pick?
The next pick is going to be the Eagles -6.5.
Eagles -6.5, and they're defending home turf against the Cowboys, who we just talked about. The Cowboys are bad. They don't have anything together. They picked up Cooper. Cooper looked good for like the first 5 plays that he played in. Then they decided that he doesn't play for the team anymore. Didn't throw to him the rest of the game. I think the Eagles are going to dismantle him.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a complete debacle. I think they're just going to destroy him.
And here you have
Comeback game for the Eagles. I think they're going to play very well.
Yeah, I think so as well. And you have a surprise pick. This is New York Jets. I make my Jets pick, and we both agree on this. Who do you have in this one?
I have the Jets, man. I have the Jets at -6.5. Again, all 3 of my picks are by a touchdown.
And surprising news, Sam Darnold is out. He has a foot injury, I believe it was, and he may be out for the season. He's sidelined. That means Mr. Josh McCown's going to start, and I think the Jets are actually going to look better under Josh McCown. That's not a knock against Darnold. He's a rookie. He's learning. He's talented. But McCown's a pro. McCown knows how to play. He knows how to throw the football, and I think with McCown, that offense is going to be clicking.
Yeah, here's a stat that I'll throw out to you. The Bills are 3-8 against the spread in the last 11 versus an AFC East team.
I like those odds there.
I like that stat.
Without a doubt. That's
doesn't mean anything, but I like that stat.
Hey, stats normally don't mean anything when it comes to game time, but it's always fun throwing them around. It makes you sound smart, right?
Exactly. I like that. I also like to be honest with you, it's not – I don't hate it, but I kind of like the over in this game too. I'm trying to find the exact over on it.
ESPN here has it at 36.5.
Yeah, 36.5. I actually like that over a lot.
Yeah, I believe that. We could definitely see. I think under McCown, the Jets offense might explode. They've exploded twice this year. And this has all the makings of a defensive score, of a special team score, of McCown throwing a few scores. So this could definitely end up being that way.
I have another play for you that I really like.
Throw it in there quickly.
Tomorrow night, I take the over in the Panthers-Steelers game. The over is 52. I think that is a lock. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. That's a definitely lock for me.
Yeah, it's a game you talked me out of. As we get into my picks, I initially liked the Panthers over the Steelers, but you talked me out of it being a gambler, and I trust you. So
it's not that I hate it. It could possibly happen. It's not that I don't like it.
It's just tough.
If I had to pick between two of, like, if I'm going to go against the spread or if I'm going to take the total, I'm 100% going to take the total. I'm not going to bet the spread in that game.
And I get where you're coming from. Short week, tough to prepare. Guys are banged up. You really don't know what's going to happen on these Thursday night games, so betting on them is not easy.
But I see the over definitely hitting 52. I think it's actually. Let's see here. Yeah, it's 52.
Yeah, I think that's an easy over for both of these teams. Both of those offenses can score in droves. Christian McCaffrey's an absolute stud. James Conner's a stud running back on the other side. Juju, Antonio Brown, Cam Newton, they're all there. So the stars will align. Should be a fun game. We're going to jump into my picks. I have Jacksonville at Indy. I like Indy -3 there. I just don't like anything that Jacksonville is made up of right now. They're not playing good football. And Andrew Luck is slowly starting to come back into the Luck we know. He's kept the Colts in games all beginning of the year, and now he's finally starting to put it together, quietly having almost 2,200 yards, 23 touchdowns this year. Dude's playing good football. And Marlon Mack, they found a run game. I like this game. I think the Colts are going to hand it at home. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, that was actually one of my picks. And like how I do it is I'll have like a group of like 4 or 5 games, and then I'll narrow it down. And that was one of them. And I decided not to take it. But yeah, no, I like that. I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good one. And my last lock, which I think is gonna be one of the locks of the century, because the team that the Chargers are playing, the Oakland Raiders, are absolutely terrible. And the Chargers are favored by 9.5. They're heading into Oakland, but it's not really an away game. They're in Los Angeles. They're just traveling over to Oakland. Their fans will travel. Even though their fans don't even travel to their own stadium, I think we'll see a lot of Chargers fans in Oakland.
Here's the thing with that game, man.
Go crazy.
You see, those are the games where I hate betting because you know what? It looks just – if it's too good to be true, I feel like it is. You know, like that. It's just – I can see Oakland just barely covering. 10 points is a lot of points, man.
It is, but just off my history with the Chargers, I believe in them right now because the Chargers have been a slow-starting team throughout history. And to be sitting there at 6-2 in the first half of the year was unheard of. They mostly walk in at 4-4, 3-5, then go on like a 6-game run in the second half and end up with like a 9-7 record. This Chargers team is different. 6-2 heading into the second half of the year. I don't see them looking back. They're one of the strongest teams in the AFC, and everyone was laughing when people were predicting, and even I said there's a possibility of an all-LA Super Bowl. That all-LA Super Bowl is a possibility still.
It's not going to happen, dude. I'm telling you, you know what the Super Bowl is going to be? You want to hear the Super Bowl? I'm calling it out right now.
Let me hear it.
It's going to be Patriots Saints, and it's going to
definitely happen.
And it's going to go down as one of the best Super Bowls. And 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time are going to play. I'm telling you, if
Drew Brees wins, does he retire on the spot?
I think so. I think
that would be storybook.
Yep, it ain't going to happen. It's
going to be. This possibly might be.
Brady's going to win.
This might be the best Rams team since they won the championship. I have never seen a Rams team do 2 back-to-back outdoor cold games when they went to Baltimore and won and went to Minnesota and won. And then they defended home turf against arguably the best team in football in the Rams, who I have still at number 1 in the power rankings.
You're talking about the Saints?
Yeah, the Saints have played.
The Rams. So that's what I was confused.
Oh, I'm sorry, the Saints. The last 3 weeks, they have played ridiculously good football, and they've won on the road.
And they just picked up Des Bryant.
Yeah, they picked up a great possession receiver next to Michael Thomas, who is fresh as all can be for the second half of the year.
That's a huge pickup. People don't realize it. It's just like, Josh Gordon. People were like, oh, yeah, that's terrible. Let's see how long that's going to stand out. Look what Josh Gordon's done for the Patriots. He's playing really good football. They're clicking. I'm telling you, it's going to be Patriots Saints. AFC Championship game, it's going to be the Patriots and the Chiefs. The Chiefs aren't going to get it done, man. They're just not. And here's another thing. I can't believe the Chiefs are -17.5 against the Cardinals. That's a lot of points, man.
That's a lot of points. And honestly, I disagree with you on the Chiefs getting to the AFC Championship game. I think they're going to stumble. I really, really like Houston. J.J. Watt is playing at his high caliber level again, doing everything. They have weapons galore, and that's a really good football.
I mean, it could happen. I could see that. I could see that. It's not that I can't. I could see it.
They're starting to show it, and in the NFC, I do like.
What did I tell you in the week 1? Actually, not week 1. It was like week 3. I said the Chiefs are doing exactly what the Chiefs do every single year. They start off freaking hot as can be.
Yeah,
and then the wheels are just going to turn. It's just the way it happens, man. That's just the way the Chiefs are.
We'll see. The NFL's weird, and crazy things happen, but. That was our picks of the week. Well, as always, we're about to win people a lot of money.
Yeah, and listen, I'm gonna have a little special. So anybody that retweets that podcast that you're gonna put up on Twitter,
yep,
they'll get 20% off any of my packages for this week. So anybody that retweets your podcast that you put up on Twitter, they're going to get 20. If they want to purchase a package from me, they get 20% off, which I highly recommend because my numbers have been really, really well. If you can, I just want to run them down real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So in the last 7 days, my NFL has been, we just went through it, has been unbelievable. My college football, I've been 6-1 in the last 7 days. NHL, I was 7-4. NHL is really hard. I haven't got the grasp to it yet. I'm right there. I keep teetering back and forth. A couple of the losses that I've had, they were good picks. They were plus money picks, but I lost in overtime, and that's what's killing me. But my NBA is 8-3 in the last 7 days. Let's see. In the last month, my NBA has been 19-4. In the last 30 days, my NBA has been 19-4. College football has been 10-2, and last 30 days, when we talk about the podcast, it's separate from the picks that I put out. Sometimes I'll take the picks I put on the podcast. Sometimes I don't. So my NFL numbers are a little bit different than the podcast numbers. But my NFL numbers in the last 30 days are 9-2. So I'm definitely having a lot of winning days. Overall, I'm up 251 units in the last 30 days. So if you bet $10 a unit, times that by 241, $100 a unit, do the math.
You're winning real money.
Yeah,
and I definitely recommend going and getting in with Wally now because right now he's not charging a lot. Once he starts really rolling and he really becomes what the Million Lira Man is going to become, and that is one of the best handicappers in all sports, then you're going to need to pay some top dollar just to get daily. So I would take advantage of his rates now, win a lot of money off him now while you can.
Yeah, I got a really good college basketball season pass that I'm putting out there. I would definitely recommend people to get on that because college football, that includes March Madness, which last year, just for myself, I made a lot of money in March Madness. So I highly recommend to get on it. If you don't, that's fine. No hard feelings. But either way, I'm going to start giving out some free picks too every now and then just to, get our listeners on board with us. But yeah, so that's those are the numbers. I've been pretty much around 70% in the last 30 days. In the last week, been around 70% winning rate.
And those are some great numbers. All right, so we're going to wrap it up here, though. Wow, Million Lira Man, thanks for coming on as always.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Again, I'm Alex Cuesta. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, @Cuesta30. Find Sports Opinions, Twitter, Sports Opinion 30, Instagram, Sports Opinions 30. Go on Facebook, search for it. And also, we are now on TuneIn Radio, probably one of the biggest radio podcasting apps out there. And if you have a Alexa or you have a Google Home, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play Sports Opinions Podcast on TuneIn, or okay, Google, play Sports Opinions Podcast on TuneIn, and you'll hear this podcast. It's easy as that. And I know everyone basically has one of those, so do it. Again, thanks everyone for listening. Happy gambling. Happy everything. Have a good one.